In this video, Crystalis Dota will talk about the ESL Genting copyright issues. Although some of the issues I do not understand fully, I will attempt my best to do so. But I do have common sense and knowledge to do research. This video is based on reading and making my own assessments of the current situation. First of all, let us ask ourselves, what is the problem? What is the dilemma regarding Dota 2 and ESL? The main problem is that ESL is putting DMCA takedown notices on every Twitch live stream associated with the rebroadcasting of any of the tournament games. DMCA stands for the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. Now, the question is that, do they have the right to put copyright infringement of the gameplay itself, which are the Dota games, or is it relative to commentary and gameplay combined? As it seems to be so, at the moment, they are copywriting and claiming full ownership of the game itself. Even if another person or caster were to cast the same game taking place on the tournament, it would be taken down. Now, this is a big concern. Many ask and say, aren't the games owned by Valve and not ESL One? And this is where the trickery and rules come into play. As of October 13, 2017, Valve released this statement. We believe that anyone should be able to broadcast a match from Dota TV for their audience. However, we don't think they should do so in a commercial manner or in a way that directly competes with the tournament organizer's stream. This means no advertising, branding, overlays, or sponsorships. So basically, that means that you cannot broadcast any of the ESL games at the same time that the tournament is taking place and attempt to monetize it. Also, according to the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, or DMCA, here are the rules relative to the safe harbor provision. The provision states that a service provider, like Twitch, cannot be held liable for copyright infringement on its site if it does not have actual knowledge of the infringement or is not aware. Upon obtaining the knowledge, it must act accordingly. This means that if you are unsure of a copyright infringement, then the video hosting like Twitch, YouTube get notified, and hence the protocols for takedown is taking place. Therefore, a company like Twitch gets a notice to remove the content. However, if the rules are not exactly being broken, which means that the content is actually being commentated by another person, and thus the games themselves are not solely the property of ESL, then Twitch should reinstate the videos. So what I'm trying to say is that if another person is commentating on another video of the video that ESL tournament is broadcasting, this is not breaking any copyright infringement laws. However, this act or this rule is not being regarded. This information is also shown in this image posted by Twitch VP Justin Wong. Now, if you understand thus far, the biggest concern is what is Valve-owned content versus what is owned by ESL One. Since ESL is producing the event, they hold many rights in regards to broadcasting, casting, content, etc. However, what they do not hold the right over is the gameplay itself, which is what they are claiming at the moment. This is why other third-party broadcasters cannot rebroadcast the games in another voice or cast. This means that any gameplay of the ESL tournament cannot be posted on Twitch, and many have gotten a 24-hour ban as noted by MLP. MLP is a famous broadcaster, and he tweeted this. In his tweet, he says, appears there's no necessity for much further in regarding the Steam issue. The Steam was banned for 24 hours, so it'll be back up soon. I, of course, counter the DMCA as we follow the Valve's rules within reason. Just want to point out, we did not monetize any content. We won't be going to cast that particular tournament again, as the message is very clear, it's unwanted. And I will be back a couple of days later. So therefore, he's not going to participate in this tournament at all, even though he is a famous commentator. Now, if you understand this, you can understand that it really is not Twitch or YouTube's fault. The rules are red flag measures, and then Twitch encounters such issues. They do not want to have legal battles, and therefore they make an instant proper judgment based on their automated machines. They flag the Twitch channel and put a DMCA infringement notice. What is ESL doing that is causing the issue? They are attempting to fill their pockets with cash. They have a new deal with Facebook and only want to broadcast the games through its own form of media, where the sole amount of viewership or viewers are held at their mercy. Since Valve has not stated or released any information since the tournament began, we can only rely on what was written on October 13, 2017. Now, Valve stated that a third party cannot rebroadcast its content from Dota TV in any way that competes with the tournament organizers direct. This means that if you were live streaming a ESL tournament game on Twitch or YouTube, it will be taken down immediately. We get that. Now, it makes sense. However, what they fail to realize is that not all games is being commentated by the same caster. The Dota game itself cannot belong to ESL, and that is the major concern. So basically, what I'm trying to get at is that Twitch streamers can file a report case by case and say that they did not infringe any law or did not intend according to the laws. Even though it may take time to get justice, it can be worth it. On to the most important concern. What is Valve doing about this? And does it impact its net income? Of course, this impacts its revenue, its viewership, its courtesy, and most important, it impacts their trust. The trust they have with you, the regular person who's simply interested in watching the game. Let's make something very clear. Valve is not trying, nor are they intending to give away or release its sole ownership of the gameplay. If they did, they would lose substantial amount of leverage, money, or growth to the monetizations of their game. This means that they do not want to lose money. Now, the best and only option for Valve is to clearly and solidly state the laws regarding its content and tournament broadcasting, and they must enforce these laws. They cannot simply let ESL, a tournament organizer, attempt to gain sole property of all the gameplay and broadcasting. If they did, Valve is not going to make any money. Nevertheless, the main point of this video is that copyright infringement, copyright laws, and broadcasting rules and regulations are extremely complex. There are no ways around them. However, what is very clear is that all Dota gameplay belongs to Valve, and therefore they have the last and final input. Furthermore, onto the big point. All of these copyright problems, broadcasting problems, and overall dilemma is causing a scar on Dota. It is creating a gap where a common viewer is losing trust with Valve. Therefore, Valve must fix it. Ultimately, all of this is going to worsen ESL tournaments, Dota tournaments, and overall the esport industry, and thus immediate action must be taken. With that being said, this is Crystalis Dota out.